Imagine winning the war for Eternia, only to discover that the war you fought was never the real war. Prince Adam accepts the power of He-Man, reclaims his family, and stands before Castle Grayskull believing the nightmare is over. Then, somewhere beyond the stars, another sword awakens. A prisoner opens her eyes, and the enemy who shaped Skeletor decides it is time to come home. That is what Masters of the Universe 2 could become. The revelation that everything in the first movie was only the opening move in a much older game. First, the confirmed reality. Masters of the Universe opened in theaters on June 5th, 2026. Amazon MGM and Mattel have not officially announced a sequel, and Part 2 has no confirmed release date. Director Travis Knight has discussed the mythology continuing toward She-Ra, but possibility is not the same as a green light. Every storyline prediction that follows is analysis and speculation, not confirmed plot information. Is a sequel really possible? The answer is yes, but it is complicated. The first movie reached roughly $113 million worldwide by early July, against a very large reported budget. For a normal blockbuster, that would make a sequel difficult, but Amazon can measure success through Prime Video viewing, merchandise, and the long-term value of rebuilding He-Man. Amazon MGM has described the theatrical run as part of a wider strategy beyond cinemas. That does not confirm Part 2. It explains why the door remains open. If streaming demand stays strong, a continuation becomes easier to justify. My estimate, only an estimate, is that even after a quick approval, a sequel would probably not arrive before late 2028, with 2029 perhaps more believable. Who could return? No sequel cast is confirmed. A direct continuation would likely need Nicholas Galitzine back as He-Man, with Camila Mendes as Teela, Idris Elba as Duncan, and Morena Baccarin as the Sorceress. But repeating the same villain structure would be a mistake. Skeletor becomes more interesting after defeat, humiliated and forced to confront the one master he may genuinely fear, Hordak. As for She-Ra, no famous actress has been officially cast. Names circulating online should be treated as fan casting, unless Amazon MGM, Mattel, or a reliable trade publication confirms them. The cleanest sequel could draw from the Secret of the Sword mythology while reshaping it for this continuity. Months after Eternia's liberation, Adam is celebrated as its savior. Privately, he is trapped by the image of He-Man. Every citizen expects certainty. Every frightened child believes he cannot fail. Adam knows he can. He was separated from Eternia for 15 years. Beneath the armor, he is still the displaced boy who grew up under another name on Earth. Then, Grayskull detects a second power signature, identical to Adam's, but distorted by Horde technology. The signal leads to Etheria, a world controlled by Hordak. There, Adam discovers Adora, his long-lost twin sister, raised not as a princess, but as the Horde's greatest commander. She does not recognize him. She does not trust him. And when He-Man tells her they are family, she believes it is psychological warfare. Adam must save someone who does not want to be saved, while Adora slowly realizes that her identity, loyalty, and hatred were manufactured by the enemy. The Hordak theory. In major versions of Masters mythology, Hordak is tied to Skeletor's past and Adora's abduction. That makes him the perfect villain, a conqueror, the architect of Adam's family trauma, and someone who may understand the Power Sword better than He-Man does. Hordak should believe Adam and Adora are not simply royal heirs. They are two halves of a lock. He-Man's sword opens the power. She-Ra's sword controls its direction. Together, they could protect the universe. Separated, they could be used to break it. Perhaps Adam was not sent to Earth only to hide him from Skeletor. Perhaps the sorceress separated the twins because one enemy possessing both children could open something Grayskull was built to contain. This is only a theory, but it connects Adam's exile, Adora's disappearance, the two swords, and Hordak's return. Now imagine Adam needing information that only Skeletor possesses. He enters a prison expecting mockery. Instead, Skeletor becomes silent when he hears Hordak's name. For the first time, the villain looks afraid. Skeletor agrees to guide the heroes through Horde territory, not because he has changed, but because he refuses to become Hordak's servant again. He-Man needs him. Teela distrusts him. Evelyn sees an opportunity. Skeletor waits for the exact moment when betrayal becomes profitable. The audience would never know whether he is helping Eternia or delivering both royal twins to his former master. What Part 2 could unlock? A sequel could introduce Orko, a magician whose failures make him look harmless, until the heroes discover Horde technology cannot predict his chaotic magic. Teela could also learn that protecting Grayskull may require her to replace the sorceress, forcing her to choose between Adam and a destiny that separates her from ordinary life. The best sequel would not ask, can He-Man win another fight? It would ask, what must Adam lose to remain He-Man? The theory that could shock fans. What if Adora is not introduced as the person He-Man rescues? What if she is introduced as the warrior who defeats him? Hordak sends Adora to Eternia, carrying a corrupted power sword. She arrives believing Adam abandoned their people. Their first meeting becomes a duel between two heroes taught that the other represents betrayal. Adam refuses to strike the final blow. Adora does not. When their swords collide, both weapons release a shared memory. Two infants inside Grayskull, their mother screaming, the sorceress dividing the light, and Hordak watching through a portal. In 1 second, Adora understands that Hordak did not steal only her childhood, he stole her hatred, and gave it Adam's face. That is how Masters of the Universe 2 could become more than another fantasy sequel. It could become a story about identity, manipulation, siblings divided by war, and the terrifying truth that power means nothing when someone else controls what you believe. For now, there is no official sequel release date, no confirmed returning cast, and no guarantee it will happen. A second film would continue the 2026 reboot story, not the 1987 Dolph Lundgren movie, although the new film pays tribute to several eras of the franchise. The future of Eternia may depend on streaming demand and whether Amazon and Mattel believe He-Man can grow beyond nostalgia. But if the next movie begins with a second sword rising in the darkness, He-Man may discover that he was never the most powerful person in the universe. He was only the first one we met. Would you rather see Masters of the Universe 2 become a He-Man and She-Ra team-up? Or should She-Ra receive her own movie first? Comment your choice below. Now, maybe this movie is bang the truth rise because if this movie ever comes, it could be even more fun than the first movie, and fans could love how it builds. And how maybe, and this is just a speculation, we could see it develop into more movies in the future. Because in Eternia, the most dangerous secrets are never buried. They are waiting to be awakened.